Welcome to On Your Left with Josh podcast, where we are discussing all things triathlon, race directing, rock and roll, running events, trail events, Tussey Mountain Back, 50-mile ultra marathon and relay, and all that good stuff and more. Our goal here is to bring you different race directors, organizers of these types of events, so you can hear what they have to say, what goes on behind the scenes, what to expect race weekend, where to get the best pre-race and post-race dishes to celebrate, and carb load and all that kind of good stuff at the various events that you guys may or will be heading to. So keep tuned. We'll have various race directors and people involved in the racing business on this podcast, and to help you guys decide where you would like to go compete, why you would like to compete there. And then as we get closer to race weekend, some of the details behind the scenes of places to park, again, where to go eat, where to meet your family post-race, what to expect, the busing, the transportation, all those kind of nuts and bolts. What I like to I joke about it, one of the goals here is to I call it the athlete briefing light. So if you've ever been to an Ironman event, there's athlete briefings where they go into the nitty-gritty detail for about a half hour of all the things to expect, what they have at the aid stations, all that kind of good stuff. Provide here for some of these events the light version of that, where you can hear some of the details discussed by the race director, what to expect when you show up and when you're at the run aid station or bike aid station, what the transition layout is going to be like, where you can find the layouts and the course and the maps and the turn by turn, all that kind of stuff. The race directors are going to help us find those things, talk about those things. So before you get to the athlete briefing, you've already heard kind of a light version. And this On Your Left with Josh podcast, we have it up on the iTunes store or the Apple Podcast store. I get Apple Podcast. See how amazing and knowledgeable I am about that. As well as it is on YouTube, On Your Left with Josh. If you search that, you can find these episodes. Right now, this will be episode 1. We had the trailer out yesterday. So this will be out and tomorrow. I think I'll be putting it up in the morning. So you can check out my fantastic face on the YouTube, or you can just listen to the podcast and get to know a little bit more about the events that we have coming up in the future with Ironman, other events in this area, as well as maybe across the country. And then as you get closer to race day, we'll have a podcast delivering you information about things to do that weekend, what to expect. So without further ado, I also want to include, we have a minor announcement, just a little one. It actually came out a week or so ago, that Ironman 70.3 Pennsylvania Happy Valley is back for 2026. And on top of it being back, it's the North America Championship race for Ironman, so 70.3 series. So what are you guys going to do on June 14th? Be right here in Happy Valley, competing against some of the world's best athletes. Men and women pros will be here. That's always a nice little thing to have. One of my favorite stories to tell is in I think 2012. I raced the Boston Marathon the hot year, and I like to tell everybody I beat the world that year. Partially, he didn't like. I don't think he liked the heat, so he was out around Heartbreak Hill. So my joke is I beat the world record holder that year. So you're going to be able to come here June 14th, 2026, and race in Happy Valley against some of the world's best 70.3 athletes, men and women. So it's going to be a fantastic event. It's going to be exciting. You're going to be able to see that. Some of the athletes, a lot of the athletes last year really enjoyed the challenging climbs that they encountered up Hubler Ridge, Center Hall, up University Drive as a little kind of a butt kicker to get back to the transition T2 by Beaver Stadium. And so they really enjoyed that. So what I want to really dig into is, as we go forward with some of these podcasts, we'll talk about the course, the bike, the run, the swim, transition, all that kind of nitty-gritty details. But I wanted to challenge you guys to embrace this race. It is a challenge. It is hard. Ironmans are difficult. This is an Ironman 70.3. We've got over 3,000 feet of gain on this bike course. I think around 500-ish or so feet of gain on the run course. So it's no joke. It is a blast, though. I've ridden it. It is a great course, a bike course, smooth roads, welcoming community, and you get a lot of waves from the community members, especially as you go through. There's an Amish community on Jacksonville Road, partway through the bike course, that have been out there a bunch throughout the last few years, and it's a cool sight to see. So it's a great country bike ride course, and like I said earlier, it's a great area to not just race but also train. And so a great bike course. The swim's out at Bald Eagle State Park. The bike, you bike back to Beaver Stadium from the park. And then you get to run a couple loops around campus, and then you finish just south of Beaver Stadium on Curtin Road, between kind of the stadium, Beaver Stadium, the football stadium, and the Spikes baseball stadium there locally at the end of the road. You kind of finish in that area. But last year we were able to run, instead of finishing at the stadium, inside the stadium, we ran a couple loops inside the stadium. So that was a nice change and a welcome change by the athletes. And what we did is we listened to you guys, we listened to the spectators, we listened to the athletes and some of the comments that they had, and so we made those changes. And so I think overall the reviews have been fantastic, and so we plan on keeping that counterclockwise direction of the course again this year. So check it out. Those maps are online. You can check those out if you just go to your search engine, search Ironman 70.3 Pennsylvania, Happy Valley. You can find the course map. So if you're wanting to come here, if you're going to do it next year, which I hope every one of you guys are, that you can go on, find those maps online, and you can come and check out the course and see it, how it is, the bike and the run for yourself. So I highly recommend that, especially before we get into the January and February, which is still great to run around here. It can be a little bit chilly, so you have to bundle up, especially on the bike if the roads are still rideable. But check those out. It's a great time this fall to ride. One of my favorite little secrets, don't tell anybody this, is I really enjoy riding during a football game. The roads are usually pretty clear of traffic because they're all up at Beaver Stadium. 110,000 some fans up at Beaver Stadium, and so during the day, especially if it's a day game, 12 or 3 o'clock kick, going out for a ride during a game is quite fun, and the roads are generally pretty quiet around Happy Valley. So June 14th, 2026, North America Championship Ironman 70.3 Pennsylvania, Happy Valley. Y'all better be here. And in this podcast, we'll dive in more. Obviously, as we get closer to race date, we'll talk some different logistics about, transportation, all that kind of stuff. One of the things I want to talk about with this event is the logistics. Getting here, we're just a few hours from, whether it's Washington, D.C., Philly, New York. Boston's not even super far away. It's a drivable distance in a day. Philly, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, all those type of areas. We're just a few hours away. A pretty easy drive on the 80 or thereabouts getting here. This place, if you're thinking about, you've gone to some races over the years where finding hotels, different places to stay, traveling around can be kind of tough. A lot of traffic. This place is really good. June 14th is a fantastic weekend to be here. During the first summer session up at Penn State, so there's plenty of parking, there's plenty of hotels here. We have for at least 7 games in the fall, 110,000 people in town for the football game. So for this event, there's a lot of infrastructure here, whether it's restaurants, whether it's hotels, things to do. You've got the creamery. I mean, you can't miss that up. That's great to visit any time of the year, even in the winter. It's a great place to go get a milkshake, hot chocolate, ice, an ice cream cone. Myers Dairy, all those type of places, you got to check those out whenever you're here. They're great post race or post workout to get a death by chocolate ice cream. So that's I think one of the highlights I like to emphasize to people thinking about what race to check out is that getting in and out of here. It is the hotels, the infrastructure's here, so you don't really have to stress about that at all. You make your reservations. You're going to have no trouble getting to the stadium to finish. And then we'll talk about later on about getting out to the park. It is a true transition race, but we have it locked down for year 4 of how to get out there, whether by car or whether by bus that we provide. You can get out there, not a problem. So logistics, when thinking about a place to go compete at, we've got it locked down here. It's a good time of the year. We're not doing a race the day after a football game here, which would be crazy. But June 14th is a great time of the year to come travel here, do the race, stick around. You can ride around the next day around the Happy Valley. Some great riding, like I mentioned earlier, places to see, to do outside of race weekend. It's such a good place to visit. We touched on earlier that this North America Championship race, we're going to have the pros, men and women. So I really enjoy that aspect of it. To come in, you get to do the same course as the pros do, and that you get to swim the same distance, swim the same, maybe I might swim zigzaggy and swim a little longer than 1.2 miles. So maybe my swim would be a little longer than the pros, but that's a me issue. So I need a little help with that. So, but you're biking the same course, you're climbing the same climbs, you're running the same loop around campus, and so you're going to see these individuals, these pros, as they're running around, especially on campus, and seeing them at the end. It's just going to be a cool experience to be on the course with those individuals, those men and women that are incredibly talented. And so I highly encourage seeing that, being around that, the atmosphere here in Happy Valley with high-level competition, whether it's on the field, on a court, or on a swim, bike, and run course, is fantastic. So tough course. I want to challenge you. This is a great course, tough course. It's not easy. It's not pancake flat. It's going to test your training. But if you start now, you start swimming now. As I always say, start swimming right now. For all you triathletes who like to start 2 weeks before the race, start now swimming. Start now. Get on that bike. Do some workouts that get those legs ready for some climbing. You can do it. You can train if you live in Manhattan, you live in a flatter area. You can train for a race like this on your spin bike, on your bike trainer. You get into those programs, go up some hills. It's going to change your resistance. You can do it. It's possible. Get a coach. Make a couple visits here. Come to one of those weekends where we have tri groups coming to town and doing a demo ride of the course, a preview ride of the course, and run. Check those out, and those can kind of give you a good psychological idea of what you're about to encounter. The hardest climb. So the top of Hubler Ridge, that first major climb, the tippy top is pretty tough for a few minutes. But other than that, the bottom part's not bad. Center Hall Mountain really is not bad. It's 2.8, 2.8 miles long. And the elevation, you can just stick it in a nice gear, and you just keep the cadence high and pedal your way up. There's nothing that's crazy steep going up that. And then I think that maybe the toughest part on the bike course is the very last, around mile 54 or so, the last road, University Drive, up to the transition. You just got to save a little gas and keep a little gas in the tank and just pedal up those last little bumps to get back up to T2. So it's a good, challenging course. It's going to test your mettle, but it's an Ironman. It's Ironman 70.3. So we want that experience. It's a great experience, a hard experience. But in life, we set goals and we have challenges in front of us and we overcome them. So that's a little bit about the race, what it is, North America Championships. The logistics are fine here in Happy Valley. We have the infrastructure to stay at. Some fantastic hotels here. You're going to have great competition. It's a tough course. And general registration is open. So get signed up. Looking forward to having you here. And you can leave comments. What I'd like to do is at some point here we'll have we'll do some Q&A from you guys, and I want to get some questions from you, and I want to help answer some of those questions, maybe a little more as we get closer to race weekend. We'll do maybe a live show where I check the chat screen and answer your questions. One of the things you want to do before you enter race day is through settings like this, through the athlete briefing at race weekend at these events, get all your questions answered before you wake up on race day at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and you show up and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot my bike pump. Well, we have a whole bunch of bike pumps in the transition. You can pump your tires up. We've got a bike mechanic there, just those type of things. So relax. There's no reason to get stressed. You've done your training. Race day, you're showing off that training. And so general registration is open. Get signed up. Put into your search engine, Ironman 70.3 Pennsylvania Happy Valley. I am pumped. We are excited to see you here June 14th. I hope to see all of you guys that have participated the last couple years and even more. We want to make this an epic event in Happy Valley. We do big things. And, on several Saturdays in the fall, it's the greatest show on earth. On June 14th, we're going to put on the greatest triathlon on earth here in Happy Valley. It's going to be a challenge. We're going to have amazing competition. We've got great places for families to hang out. I mean, there's the Creamery just down the road. I mean, send the kids down to the Creamery, the family down to the Creamery. Have them get you an ice cream. So when you finish, you not only get our ice cream at the finish, but they'll have a big milkshake for you when you cross that finish line. So excited to have this podcast. On your left with Josh is me, and we're going to have some other race directors on in the future here and talking about their events. We got some cool events coming up here in the next few weeks from Ironman 70.3 Jones Beach with Corey Roberts. Also, next month in October, we have Ironman 70.3 North Carolina with Sammy and Aaron down there that do an epic job. That race is going to be phenomenal. So we're gonna get Sammy on here to talk about her logistics down there. It can be a little bit challenging, but they do a fantastic job of getting you guys around, and that's such a cool race down there, as well as Corey's race up in Jones Beach on Long Island. That's going to be a fun one too. We're going to have a lot more interviews coming up and hope to see you guys around. Like I always say, but before I say that, again, June 14th, 2026, Happy Valley is back, and we want to see you there, whether as an athlete, solo, relay, or a volunteer. Get involved, be part of the excitement that's going to be here in this town, and we'll see you here real soon. And as always, don't forget, start swimming. We'll see you soon.